Very tempting. Yeah. And, at that stage, I had a young daughter and all of that, and a wife. And I was just like, well, I can't, the government salary it isn't all that. I mean, I've talked about this before, so I'll mention it, but to give people like a sense of how tempting it could be. I was making $153,000 working for FDA. That was the salary. When I added up the total compensation package that I got from industry when I left FDA, it was about $700,000 US. Just to give you a sense of the multiple that can happen when you do that. So yeah, tempting could be an understatement. And so that's. But that's not the end of the story. The story doesn't end with now I'm making a great salary in a drug company and everything's great, because the story kind of goes on from there into a sort of crisis of consciousness that I had. When I realized that the research that's happening in drug companies, what's going on with drug regulation, and mostly in my field, in psychiatry, really, I started to believe it wasn't really helping people, and that I couldn't really be a part of that system anymore and feel passion or feel drive about what I was doing. I mean, it started to feel like a lie. And so I left and really doubled down on a practice that I had with my wife, where we take people off psychiatric medications. And I know that may be coming out of the blue, but the other theme that's kind of going on in the background through all of this, when I'm at FDA and in industry, is I'm realizing just how scanty the evidence basis is for the psychiatric medication, how long they're studied for. I'm realizing that the side effects are actually a lot worse than I was ever told and ever was led to realize. And so I'm learning all of these things along the way. And so, it became really apparent to me that there was actually a huge problem where people were having a lot of side effects. They're actually stuck on the meds. They couldn't get off. And they really didn't want that to be their life, dependent on a medication that wasn't helping them. And so I decided to do that. That was the thing that started to inspire me. That was the thing that made me want to get out of bed in the morning and feel excited, because I hadn't been excited in my other job. Although I was well compensated, I would hardly say I was excited or driven to do that. And so right now we probably, I would say there's not a lot of competition, so I'm not kind of tooting my horn too much, but we would be the biggest group, I think, in the world that's doing psychiatric deprescribing now. We have a team of about 4 people, and we're helping a lot of people come off their meds, and that's my day-to-day now. That's what I do.